What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and we are in the Skinwalkers Faction Crypt 21, the very last crypt you need to beat in order to fully 3-star this faction. We're going to be talking about a special uncommon champion today, in line with my Unsung Uncommon series that I'm going to hopefully start getting to here in the next couple of weeks. First, want to take a moment and say that the music you are hearing in this video is brought to you by a good friend of mine, Bear Cozy, who has his own YouTube channel here and does provide copyright-free, royalty-free music for people that have YouTube and stream on Twitch. So I'll leave a link in the description, also in the pinned comments, so you guys can check out his page and see if his music is something that you might want to play on your stream or on your YouTube videos. Bear's a great guy, makes some really good stuff, very talented friend of mine, so be sure to go check out his page and check out his music. Alright, that said, let's get on to the Skinwalkers here. We are using an uncommon here named Satyr. He is a really solid uncommon champion. He has a decreased speed on his A1, and he has a really awesome turn meter decrease ability on his A2. He only has 2 abilities. We're on the boss here. We're at 8 minutes in. He's already done his health swap where he basically regains all of his health, and then it's a DPS raise to beat him within 12 turns. Basically, I just wanted to show this last bit of the run here so you could see Satyr at work using his decreased speed and also landing the turn meter decrease, which really helps your other champions get their damage in before the boss can fully heal himself or get back to that reset on his one ability. I have a lot of really good Skinwalker champions, but was struggling to 3-star this final stage. No matter who I put in here, I just could not get it done because the boss would either kill someone or he would get all the way back around on recharging that ability and just keep healing himself over and over and over again, and it was really getting frustrating. And then I started looking around at the faction, like, you know, who can I bring in here? Could I try Fane? No, she's too squishy, she won't survive. You know, what other Skinwalkers do I have? And really none of them were working out for me. You know, my core 4 that I had between, you know, Steel Skull, Norad, Norad, and Brachus were all doing very, very well. They would always survive, but no matter who I tried to bring in, you know, sometimes I would try Ripper for his damage. It just never seemed to work. So I figured out my issue was, you know, the boss is just taking too many turns. We've got to figure out a way to get him to stop taking so many turns. So I tried to find a turn meter manipulator champion besides Coronar that I could use in this faction, and found Satyr. And you can see there, he just hit that huge decreased turn meter that's going to allow us to knock the boss down quite a bit here. And he does take a lot of books, but the cool thing is he is an uncommon champion, just like Source that we featured last week. It's very easy to book, just pulling green shards, and you can actually farm him also from the campaign, so it's very easy to acquire him. It's easy to book him up, and you may not even be able to use him at 50. I'm not sure. I just took him to 60 just to be safe and to get the banner. You'll see his stats here in a minute when we take a look at the gear. But you're going to see there a lot of the decreased turn meter really makes this boss fight pretty easy and allowed us to fully 3-star this faction and complete Skinwalker Faction Crypts, bringing us even closer to getting Lydia. So you can see there, still a pretty decent amount of damage. He does have War Master on him, but his most important stat is just reducing that turn meter. And I do wish there was some way to see exactly how much turn meter you did reduce with these champions. But that's just a look at the end of the run there. Now what we're going to do is jump into the index and then take a look at Satyr and look at the gear we have on him so that you guys can see how I'm running him here in this video. Alright guys, here we are actually in the Skinwalkers Index. I wanted to kind of bring you guys in here and show you how this faction kind of shapes up here on my main account. I do have 3 legendaries in the faction when we used all 3 of those to beat Faction Wars 21. Norad actually was the 2nd legendary I ever pulled on my main account. Very fortunate to get him. He is a really good champion. I've done a video on him before, which I can link down below in the description. Just a really, really solid legendary with a good kit that doesn't require a lot of books, and you can get a lot of mileage out of him. I've had Coronar for quite a while now. Very lucky Void pull there. Most of my Void champions that I've been able to pull in terms of legendaries have all been more of the defensive style, like Usuga, Coronar, Raglan. So he's an excellent champion, especially with his turn meter control and just being a giant tank. A lot of people say he's worthless without Manaya. I don't feel that way about him. Again, that's kind of my opinion. I think he can still be an excellent champion that gets a lot of use even without Manaya. And then Brachus, we actually just pulled him very recently I think from a clan boss Sacred Shard, and it was kind of a surprise, so we went ahead and built him to use him in the arena a little bit and also to help out with Faction Wars, since he does have that self-revive, which can help in case something does happen in those runs. As for the epics, I can tell you I've fed quite a few of these. I do have a Taurus, I do have Ripper. I had used him against Scarab King. I still have my Yaga that I used basically since I got him as a clan boss poisoner. I didn't get a lot of good poisoners on my account early, so I had to kind of rely on him. I do have Ursine Ironhide. I do have Hofaries, but I didn't get him in time to really build him to try to help out with the faction war. Had Steel Skull for a while. He's an amazing champion. Of course, had Fane and Basher as well. And then we get down to the rares. The only ones I have on my account right now, I believe, are Gnarlhorn and, of course, Grappler. We've talked about Grappler quite a bit. And then you've got these two uncommons here, and here's our buddy Satyr. We'll go ahead and go in here and take a look at his base stats at 60 fully ascended, just so you guys can kind of get an idea. His base HP 15,195. Base speed is a little slow, so you need a little bit of gear to make him effective. Crit rate also a little bit low, and no accuracy, no base accuracy. So we'll take a look at the build here in just a second, but I just wanted to show you his base stats and kind of talk a little bit about this faction. I feel like the Skinwalkers in general are actually a really solid faction, but a lot of people just kind of talk bad about them all the time. They've got quite a few decent champions in this faction that could give you some use, and the addition of Hofaries was really good to give them a reviver, and also the Hippo looks pretty cool. And we've also got this new Cleoptrix champion that looks amazing that I do want to hopefully pull at some point. But okay, let's go back into our champions, and we will go down and find our buddy here somewhere in this sea of 60s. Let's see, should be around here. There he is. All right, so you can see here is the way I have mine built. I do actually have him in perception and in 2 speed sets. That was mainly just to get him fast enough for this faction war. I wanted him to be well over 200 speed, so he would be able to take a lot of turns. And we can see here just the gear again. Nothing spectacular here. That's kind of the reason I like showcasing this, is because a lot of the times you'll see these the champions in just like this incredible endgame gear, which I unfortunately do not have on my account. Or the person's great haul is fully maxed out, which again, I'm nowhere near doing that on this account. So kind of give you an idea of what a more mid-game coming into late game account can put together. If for some reason you do have to go this route and use him in your faction war team. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and build an uncommon champion just because, if you don't have the resources to spend on it. Obviously, it's not something you're going to want to pursue, and I'm lucky enough on this main account to where I can do fun stuff like this and build champions like this. But there are a lot of times where if you are, say, a free-to-play account, you're a low-spend account maybe, and you're struggling through the mid-game, you haven't been getting good pulls, some of these uncommon champions really can help out your account. And when I took a look at his kit at first, a lot of people talk about Armiger, how good his kit is. Well, Satyr has a very good kit as well. Satyr, I still don't know if I'm saying that right or not. I know it's got something to do with Greek mythology, but I'm really not sure. But hopefully I'm saying it correctly at least one of those ways. But he could definitely help you out. Even if you just take him to 5-star and use him early on. I'll throw up a couple screenshots here. You can use this guy in the Ice Golem with the turn meter. You can use him against the Spider with the turn meter. You can even take him into Fire Knight. I wouldn't suggest going, much past like 1920, but he certainly has his use, especially if you're struggling in those dungeons early on, just trying to get him done for your Arbiter missions. Having a guy like this built at 50 with decent gear on could certainly help you out and definitely make it a little bit of an easier time. So I just kind of wanted to give my idea on why I sort of showcase these champions. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to waste time building an uncommon, and that's fine. Everybody's got their opinion on things. Everybody has their thing that helps you. But I feel like a lot of the times other people that are talking about champions, they just don't realize that not all of us are pulling 200 ancient shards every 2x, and we don't all have a roster full of amazing champions. And there are some uncommons, and especially some rare champions, that can actually help your account out quite a bit. So let's get into his gear. Take a look here. We have a speed weapon here with a little bit of accuracy built in. The main thing on him is crit rate, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Crit rate and speed are the two biggest things I was trying to go for on his gear, just to kind of get him up as close as I could. I wanted to get 100%, but of course, as usual, we were only able to hit, I think, 99, which is really aggravating. But he could still do pretty good work even at 99%. Then we've got him in the speed boots there. You take a look at his skills, you can see his A1 attacks one enemy, 25% chance of placing a 50% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns, which kind of goes hand in hand with his A2, which is 4 times at random, decreases the turn meter by 15% if the attack is critical. And that's why I said you want to try to get that critical above 100%, a little bit above it just in case, just to make sure he's always landing that turn meter on the A2. And you kind of saw against the boss how many times he hit this attack, drop that turn meter down. He does the same thing against the Spider, Fire Knight, Ice Golem. Same basic thing applies there. Let me show you how I went with Masteries. His Masteries aren't even finished yet. I just wanted to make sure I got War Master on him when I did go down, but we've got 2 others we could finish out there. I just put him in Minotaur 15, ran it a bunch until we got down to War Master to make sure he was doing some damage against that Stage 21 Faction War boss. And he was actually very effective against that boss. Like I said, I struggled on 21. I was able to 1-star it with the champions I had, but I just could not get that 3-star. I could not get through the boss without losing at least 1 champion. And put this guy in. I saw his kit. I was looking through actually all the Skinwalkers, trying to figure out who else I could try to rebuild or try to get that would help me out. I tried putting Grappler in there. He didn't really do much. And then I saw this guy. I was like, wow, he's got a lot of turn meter manipulation. If I put him in there with Coronar, that would probably make a pretty good combo in terms of keeping the enemy from taking a lot of turns. So I went ahead and got him. He's an uncommon. That's the cool thing about uncommons. You can actually farm them from campaign in some cases. You can actually get them in the shop. You can pull them from the mystery shards, obviously. And then they just take themselves as books, basically. You don't have to spend any of your rare books or anything to build them up. You just go pull those mystery shards, look for them in the shop. I believe you can actually farm him in the campaign. And I'm going to check just because I don't want to be wrong about that. Yep, you can get him in Durb Forest. So you can come in here, farm a couple things a night, easily get him. You've also got a chance to get Spirit Host and Greybeard, who are also 2 really good champions. So easy to farm him, easy to book him, and he's incredibly effective against the Skinwalker 21 faction boss. And you can see it there, just so you can see these 63 fully completed. The team with him on there, basically 100% win rate on automatic. I can put this on auto. I don't have to sit there and do anything with it. It takes about 10 minutes. So usually when I have a Faction War 21 like that, if I'm only going to be doing that really for clan versus clan, I'm not going to be playing it. Normally I'd do like 19 or 20. But if I'm going to do it for like clan versus clan, I'll wait till like I'm at work one day and I'll just have Raid on in the background and I'll play the Faction War while I'm doing work. So I don't have to sit there and watch it or do anything with it. So while I'm doing something else, it's kind of playing in the background. So that's how I kind of alleviate the situation of it taking so much time to finish. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. As always, if you have any questions about anything you saw, feel free to ask it down below. I just wanted to highlight another really cool uncommon champion that you can use in this game, especially in early game, mid game. He can help you out in quite a few different areas, faction wars and dungeons especially. And then also mention again, the music with this video is from our good friend Bear Cozy Music. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description so you guys can go check him out. He provides music for YouTubers and streamers that is royalty and copyright free. If you're into like the chill wave, synthwave stuff, really good stuff there. He's very talented. Definitely check out his channel, give him a follow, check out his music. Some good stuff there, guys. As always, hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you again next time.